new, and it should not be very much shocking, because we need to understand one thing, that China proposed 14th five-year plan, and it was initiated in 2021, and it is about to end in 2025 itself. So in their five-year plan itself, they have, planned very well, where they have decided that they are going to build cascades of dams on the Yarlang Sangpo. And this proposed new dam, which actually came into the news, this came on 25th of December. I clearly remember the day. It was the Christmas day on that day. And you can imagine that it was a Christmas gift to the all lower riparian country, and it was quite a shocking event also, where China has tried to portray that they are not going to stop. And when I say they are not going to stop, they are not going to stop in terms of becoming a world leader in the renewable source of energy. And as we know that China is also going towards the renewable source of energy, where they want to reduce the use of coal, and they want to totally utilize the water, in creating and generating electricity. And their focus is that how they can move from coal to the carbon neutral by 2060. So become a carbon neutral country, it becomes very important. So we need to use more and more renewable source of energy. That is wind, solar, and water becomes a very vital part of it. But, looking at this dam, which is going to be a world largest dam, and by the way, China is already constructed world largest dam, which is again on the Yangtze River. And this dam, Medong County Dam, will be 3x, more than this Yangtze Dam. And I think if I talk about the money involved in this, it's more than $137 billion. So now the big question comes into the play is that, is China is really serious about it? Or what are the implications for the lower riparian countries? For example, because you mentioned about India. India comes in a stance of a middle riparian country. And below us, there is Bangladesh, which is at the lower end of this riparian relation. So we also need to understand that there are certain kinds of duties which riparian countries needs to pay attention. Like for upper riparian, there are duties, they should not harm the middle or the lower riparian country. Similarly, there is a duties chart not been very much framed for the middle riparian, but there is a duty for the lower riparian countries also. So in that case, how much the data has been shared between each country, how much they trust each other on the water sharing, what are the bilateral relations they are sharing, because we have seen in the case of Pakistan also, Indus Water Treaty, that whenever the countries are having sharing a good relation, they tend to share a very good water relation also. So we also need to understand that how much it is going to impact. This is very much obvious that it is going to impact the lower riparian country, because we need to understand the moment Brahmaputra comes from a high speed from a Tibetan plateau, and this U-bend where this Medong County is going to construct, there's a steep elevation of 2,000 meters. So from that 2,000 meter, the moment when the water will come down, it will at a very, very high speed. And it can create a huge amount of energy. It's just not necessarily that, just for creating the energy, but it is also to weaponize the water, which has been talked about very less. How China can, counter, or you can say alter the, flow of the water. How it can control the water from that U-bend. Because China is again a very huge population country. They also need a lot of water to sustain their livelihood. And, we also need to see that most of the population in China, they are based in northern part. And this river comes in the southern Tibetan part. So it becomes very important to diverse the water from south to north to, take care of their needs. But in case of India, Arunachal and Assam, what they have faced in the recent time, like in year 2000, we have seen a huge a dam, it's been leaked in the Tibetan region. It has led to a great devastation in the northeast at that point of a time. Similarly, in 2017, we have seen the freshwater river which is coming from the upper riparian. It suddenly got black in color. So the academicians and the researchers found out that this is happening because of the mining activities which are taking place in the Tibetan plateau. And Tibetan plateau is at a plateau which is elevated at a 4,000 or 5,000 meters above the sea level. And it is having a huge amount of natural resources which are still needs to be explored. And China is still continuing doing that without taking care of the needs of the Tibetan people. And in the last dam, the Yangtze Dam, which is currently the world's largest dam, it has also displaced the local indigenous people of Tibetans. 1.3 billion people were displaced at that point of a time. Although this place is very much remote, Medong County, I think 2017 data states that approximately 14 to 15,000 people are based in that area. But this area is also very much underdeveloped. It's not developed very much, and it's not hugely populated. So it becomes very challenging for China itself to construct a dam over there. One more thing is very important, that this area, this whole region where the Medong County is going to be situated, this is very highly sensitive area, seismic zone. It is based on the fault lines where countries or the place can experience large number of earthquakes. In the last January itself, we have seen that on 5th or 6th of January, there was a huge earthquake which happened in Tibet. And this Tibetan earthquake was very much near to the dam location. And this location is very much near to the LAC border of Arunachal Pradesh. So things needs to be seen in that angle, that how much and what capacity it is going to devastate the downstream countries. It has also led to the disadvantage to the aquatic life also. Large number of fishes which migrate from one riverbed to the another riverbed. It becomes very difficult for them also, for their biodiversity also. So there are growing challenges, but we need to come out with a reactive and strong protest against these activities which are happening on the upper riparian country. We need to talk about this, we need to discuss this, and we need to state how much far we can go with this idea. Are we ready for the solution, or are we just going to discuss it?
Do you think that the China's actually misused natural resources in terms of by constructing big dams and other things also? They are talking about this all the things that happening for the betterment of their people or that some things. But do you think that it is actually the China has misused all the things?
Okay, so we need to understand that having a Tibetan plateau itself is a very great advantage to China. This whole region, if you look at the map of Tibetan plateau, this whole region is full of mineral resources. Like you'll find gold, copper, zinc, and there are huge number of glaciers, which becomes a source of rivers in South Asia and even in the Southeast Asia. And it caters the need of so many livelihoods in all of these areas, 1.8 billion people. So just to extract that kind of amount of energy needs, that kind of mineral resources needs, they need to dig in more and more. They need to extract iron resources, mineral resources. So yes, there are many mining activities which are taking place in the upper riparian of Tibet. Let me tell you, people are protesting it in the Tibetan region also, but there is no saying. So this is a kind of a very great disadvantage of being a communist government, where people do not have any saying. Look at India side. At least people can come out and they can speak freely about their fundamental rights. They can speak about their problems. So that is itself, it's a big advantage to India. But in China, it becomes very difficult to accept the fact that the things are happening with the Tibetan. So I think this is still a very burning issue, and things will change with more time, and more things which are happening on the upper riparian region. And eventually, I believe if people are not taken into accountability, they will have to face the consequences.
न्यूज नेशन अब व्हाट्सएप पर खबरों के ताजा अपडेट के लिए न्यूज नेशन के इस क्यूआर कोड को स्कैन करें।